You're welcome to the studio this morning. Still landslide news. Hello, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. We're going to get into news insights this morning from where just about all corners of Nigeria is vibrating from one politician to the other, trying to respond to Trump's threats. Remarkably, I begin to wonder, does it need external voice for us to even realize what was facing us? Even while the president acknowledged that in the statement when he was speaking to the news service chiefs, that this evil has been with us remarkably since 2009 at least, where that's how far they could trace it to. And he acknowledged, I think Bayo Onanuga tweeted that this morning or yesterday night? Yesterday night, yeah. They acknowledge that the thing hasn't gone away. So let me start from you, Kingsley.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we always needed external validation for almost everything that we do in our country. When they campaign, they go to Chatham House to go and defend how they will rule Nigeria from Chatham House. Then when they become president, they are more of foreign president than they are of local president or their people. The president is always in France, is always in Argentina, always in all over the world. We don't see him or don't feel his impact as much as people outside. So they will also need external validation for them to rule well. So it's very easy for the external people to come in. That's number one. Then number two, the people they rule don't feel their impact. I don't feel you rule me, I don't feel your impact. I talk. The president told us, you will say what you want to say, but I will do what I want to do. But now, Trump has spoken. The president can't tell Trump that you will say what you want to say, I will do what you want to do. He said that to America. As me and you.
But they deny that he's not going.
Okay, let's watch. But he has also told us that Trump has been helping this administration. If they are not going, no problem. They don't even need to respond to it, but we can feel the vibration. Even look at foreign news. It's all over the place.
All over the place.
So you can't deny that the issues don't matter to you. This particular issue matter to you. And like I said yesterday, sorry, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Re-election is coming or election is coming. And you know what the impact of an American president can do to an election.
Okay, let me come to you, Philip. But I don't want you to dwell on that. Let me put it in two questions so you can help us make sense of it. He mentioned people always traveling. I've always had issues with going to Chatham House to speak. What concerns us with Chatham's House? We have international conference center. We have many places you can gather people to speak and all that. So, but that aside, if this threat had come from France president, will it have been different coming from American president, knowing that our current president is always going to France from one reason or the other? Two, we suddenly hear Gumi's voice talking about us being a sovereign nation. But I haven't heard Gumi's voice telling these bandits taking over territory, collecting local taxes, that we are a sovereign nation. Why are they suddenly responding to Trump with sovereignty? But these same people can't even respond to bandits, taking over territory, preventing our farmers from going to farm, to let them know that you can't do this. This is also a sovereign nation. It only becomes a sovereign nation when Trump speaks.
Thank you very much. You just asked me 3 questions, and I'm going to take them one after the other. I will start from the first question. Why are they going to foreign now to make statement or to campaign or to address the people? I can't help but to agree with him. They never campaigned to us. They went to Chatham House and spoke to people in abroad how they are going to shun out policy on how to govern Nigeria. So those people they spoke to then have come to realize that the promises they made this time around is not to Nigeria. They are not fulfilling the promises. That is why it is important that Trump should make statement in respect of what is happening now, because it's very important. Because you campaign to him that you are going to provide security, you are going to secure life and property, and what they are saying is not what you promise, because that's where you campaign. That is on that. Coming to Gumi, responding all of a sudden, realizing that Nigeria is now a sovereign nation. You see, who is Gumi in the first place? What has been Gumi role in all this buhaha of terrorism, banditry? Gumi is that Islamic cleric that always go to the bush and know how to attend to the bandit to secure their cooperation. You understand? Mm-hmm. And these bandits are the one responsible for the killing of Christians that America is raising, concern about. So you expected him to speak out because Gumi himself is the bandit. The sovereign that he's talking about is not the sovereign of Nigeria, the sovereign of the bandit. That is what he's talking about. What is the other question you asked me again? Just remind me.
Yeah, I was just trying to see why is it that is now they are beginning to speak up about sovereignty, whereas when bandits have been taking over territories like farms, local places, and collecting taxes, Gumi never talk about sovereignty.
Yes, you see, he didn't talk about sovereignty because, like I said, he's the one. They were the one taking over, the sovereignty of their so-called Nigeria. You understand?
Yeah.
So, I remember the other question that you were talking about. You say, why is it that it is America? If he had gone to France, would it have been different?
Okay.
See, the thing is clear. America is a very unique foreign nation. British were involved in colonizing Africa. France were involved in colonizing Africa. You remember a recent time, the French-speaking African countries are saying that they are revolting against the France continual colonization. America is the only country that do not colonize any African country. So they are the one who are speaking for people's liberty. France is not different from Tinubu. They have alliance. It's another new way of colonizing Africa from the back door. If you remember, Niger Republic has accused Nigeria for supporting France to attack them because they revolted against the France government. So you couldn't have expected any kind of statement like France will always look the other way around. You don't expect them to speak anything that has to do with people's freedom and liberty because they believe in colonization. But America is unique. They are the only foreign world that you see that they don't believe in colonization. They believe in total liberty.
Yeah. All right, let me come to you. International Religious Freedom Act of 1998 was not promulgated for Nigeria. No. And it's been a law since 1998 in America. America always make laws when that thing concerns their interest. America is the country in the world that has highest number of Christians, followed by Brazil, followed by Mexico, and followed by Nigeria. Nigeria is the fourth country in terms of numbers of Christian, not necessarily fraction or percentage of Christian in that country. So Nigerian Christians are held at a very high esteem across the whole world. And certainly, I don't know if people that think there is any way you can exterminate Christianity in Nigeria, it's not going to happen. And essentially, the world has never been of one religion.
Never.
I don't know how you think it's going to be possible in Nigeria. But let's put that out of the way. America has come out to say that Nigeria has been declared a country of particular concern. One of the yardsticks of becoming a country of particular concern does not necessarily mean that the state themselves are trying to exterminate Christianity or persecute Christians, but their tolerance of it, they are keeping silent of it. They are not really going out. For example, just 2025, Christmas Eve of this 2023 rather, Christmas Eve, over 200 people were killed in Christmas Eve ransacking of over 70 villages in Plateau. In Plateau, just 2023, yeah. 2022, our church was St. Francis Xavier Church was attacked. And what's the name of this girl again in Sokoto? Deborah. Yeah. Deborah was lynched to death. For the sake of Deborah, I have always felt that Atiku Abubakar is not qualified to vie for the position of a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because if Atiku becomes a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Christians are not safe. That happened. A lot of the over 145 Catholic priests has been kidnapped since 2015. So when you look at these priests being kidnapped, I don't have the actual numbers of some other faiths that their priests are attacked in the same manner.
Or mosque burnt.
Oh, so when you look at this, it doesn't mean that there is a time they're going to say, Christian, you line up. Muslim, you line up. Ekis, you line up. Then Bomboli Christian. It's not going to happen. It's these disproportionate killings and the government not taking any careful step that America has been documenting for several years. And now we are here. What do you think the president can do? And instead of rhetoric, so that he will be able to satisfy America that Nigeria is not a country of particular concern.
Okay, let me start from Gumi saying that Nigeria is a sovereign country. But we must also realize Nigeria is in the Commonwealth of Nations. Nigeria doesn't stay alone. Nigeria has a bilateral agreement or they sign into a lot of
United Nations, Africa Charter.
A lot of treaties to protect everybody. So other countries too still can speak. No matter how sovereign that we are, they will see evil being perpetrated and they keep quiet. That's number one. Then number two, you see, the killing of Christians. I said on our other show that there's insecurity in this country. Yeah. Everybody is being killed. But I said there are peculiar cases. If you look at the southern part of Kaduna, if you look at Plateau, that's Plateau State. If you look at Benue State, in fact, some part of Bauchi, until they stood up and fought, that's around that Tafawa Balewa local government and all that, they were not left alone. That means we don't hear of mosque being burnt down, but we hear of churches being burnt down and people being burnt inside the churches. That's to show you that no matter how the insecurity is, it looks as if a particular set is being targeted, and that brings concern. Now, who is bringing up this issue much? It's Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has a father that was a pastor. Ted Cruz has gone for the presidency before. Now, let's leave Ted Cruz. Then the other guys, Arnold and his colleague that came with,
they testify.
Mockery. That's where most of these things begin to spark up. Especially for the fact that this is the same mockery that was preaching the other side.
And he intended to bring them for image laundering, and he ended up working the other way around.
That's where this thing stems from. Now, America as a country, they can, protecting a human right, this thing is what every country wants to do. If Russia oppresses its people, America will speak. They're the police of the world.
All right, let me come. Our time is getting fast spent. Let me come to you. Sowore made a remarkable statement that I agree with. Nigerians' problem will come from holding our leaders accountable. It's not going to come from any external incursion or whatever. The externalities are only reacting for as much as it affects them, because they have a law that monitors international freedom, international religious freedom. Because they have that act, so it's their law. Eventually, we happen to fall in line. Also, Kwankwaso had said that these people should come and give us technology instead of this. I'm beginning to wonder, have you heard Kwankwaso make statement on insecurity since 2023? Maybe there are killings and things like that, with a vicious statement asking the president to procure the technology that is required to destroy these bandits. Because I've always seen these bandits as debris. I feel insulted each time they say they want to negotiate or discuss with them. These are trash. They are worthless murderers and criminals, and they should be dealt with. The best of lethal weapons we can get should be applying on them. The people that say Nigerians will not have peace, they should actually not exist. So I begin to look at it. When you evaluate statement of Sowore and that of Kwankwaso, putting them together, technology integrated with internal capacity, how do you think we can move forward? This president has just less than 2 years to wrap up this tenure. What can he do? Because whatever he does now, or does not do, affects his re-election.
You see, I can't help but to agree with Sowore. It's a call for action. That Sowore is saying that it's not only the government is calling to action, it's also calling the citizenry to hold the government accountable. because you don't wait for America to make statement before you know that your life is in danger. Sowore has always been in the forefront to say that, look, let's stand for our right and fight for what belongs to us. And this, Trump statement, inspire him more to do more, to say that, look, this is what I've been crying all along for, that, look, we need to hold government accountable. We need to do more as citizenry, because we are the one that hire the government. They didn't hire us. We are their employer. So we should be able to make them to work what we hire them to do. This is what Sowore is saying in that light. And I think it's what we should push. Now, coming to Kwankwaso, Kwankwaso is a politician, in recent time.
But he's a Nigerian.
Yeah, he has lost his voice, Before 2023, it appeared to be the beautiful bride, when the Obi approached him and all of that. He felt he can go all alone. And in recent time, he has said he's prepared to be vice president to anybody. So you can see that he has a character that you cannot really, characterize. Because when he's saying that cutting edge technology, he's a friend of Tinubu, so he should speak to Tinubu how they can approach, the US to get a cutting edge technology. Because before now the issue has been there. Why don't they advise on
exactly
on that note? The other issue you mentioned about how Tinubu can turn the things around before the election, because the election is fast approaching. You've always said it, and I'm just adding to your voice. It's performance. It's performance, because what are the issues? The issues are economic, security, and infrastructure. So it's for him to tackle this issue, especially that of insecurity, so that America can see that he is doing something, and the electorate also cannot see, and that brings you to what Sowore is saying. If the citizens see that, yes, the man has performed in the area of insecurity, and he has brought security to bear, he has tried infrastructure and all of that, and then the people can say, okay, we'll give you re-election. Other than that, I don't see any other than to say he should perform.
Okay, for let me empathy. The president has not had empathy in so many cases. President only visited Benue after repeated calls. And when he visited Benue, he didn't even get to the scene.
And the morning children,
he didn't visit Benue. He went there for a town hall meeting.
Children morning their classmates were forced to
be under the radar. He didn't even say it's not punishment to the people of Benue.
He has never gone to, from what I know, to Jos to say there's an incident in Jos and go and see a first-hand information.
All right.
We have had Kwara recently. He has not gone to Kwara.
No empathy with the president. We'll continue with that discussion when we come back. See, hang on there. This is still News Insights at Landslide News. We'll be right back.